hope you're doing very well today, and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Natalie Jade. I post over here 3 times a week and also do have a vlogging channel, so make sure you check that out if you haven't done already. So today's video I'm going to be testing out the brand new Revolution Pro Goddess collection. I'm so excited to test this collection out. I haven't tried any of it out yet, and it arrived about 4 or 5 days ago I think, so I've been so excited to try this out. So if you guys want to see the brand new Goddess collection swatches, I'm going to do a full face of makeup today. Most of it's going to be Revolution. I may end up doing a full face of Revolution, but I'm going to be testing out the new products from the collection, so I'm so excited. If you want to see what they're like, make sure you stick around. So I actually got a few different items from the collection to try. The first one that I got is this Radiant Light Goddess Glow Illuminating Glow Primer. And I just want to firstly address the packaging, because the packaging of all these products is absolutely gorgeous. It's got kind of a marbled animal print effect. It looks really cute, and it says Revolution Pro on the sides, and then it tells you a bit about it on the front, and again the packaging there, and it's so gorgeous. I also love that all the packaging for these products are all the same, because I think it just makes it look a lot more professional. So I haven't actually opened this yet, but I'm going to open it from the bottom, and it is absolutely gorgeous. So it says Goddess Glow Illuminating Glow, and it's a little pumpkin bottle like that there, and this is a primer, so this is what I'm going to use to start off with. I have cleansed and moisturised already, so I'm going to go in with this one, and I'm just going to put it onto the back of my hand and use a couple of pumps. If I'm honest, that is not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting like a clear one or something with less texture to it. That's really textured, so I'm going to try it out and see what it's like anyway. So I'm just getting some on my finger, and it kind of looks a bit shimmery. I don't know how on camera you can see it, but it looks very shimmery. So I'm just going to start applying this all over my face, and it's got quite a creamy texture, which I do really like. It smells, but I'm not sure what of, but this feels so nice and so creamy on my skin. I really like it so far. So I'm just going to start to rub this in. It kind of smells a bit tropical maybe, I'm not sure. Should I have a look to see what it smells like? It doesn't actually say what the scent is, but it smells really nice. Kind of just tropically, and a bit of like maybe some different fruits, I'm not sure. It's really nice though. So I've applied that. If you can see, it's given my skin quite a nice glowy base. Normally I'm a more mattifying base, but I'm actually quite excited to see what this is like. As long as I powder and it doesn't make me look sweaty and kind of greasy, then I don't really mind. But it is looking really glowy already. Like, my skin actually literally has a glow to it, which is so pretty. So far this primer, I really like it. I'll have to do a test to see how well it actually lasts and how my makeup actually applies and kind of lasts that day. But this is in the shade Radiant Light, and I just love the packaging of this product. It is so gorgeous, and the bottle is actually glass, which most primers actually come in like a plastic packaging and like plastic products, so that's a bit different, but I do absolutely love it. All of these items from the new collection are so aesthetically pleasing. I nearly actually bought their collection. They've got like a bundle that you can get in the collection. I actually think this is such a good idea, because people can then just buy more items at once and it's cheaper for them, and as well as that, you can pick and choose. So you get to choose out of the different quad eyeshadow palettes, you get to choose the shade you want for your highlight, all things like that, which I think is good because people have different skin tones, and in general people just have different preferences. So it's nice that people actually get the option with that, because usually that's my biggest problem with bundles, is that people don't get to choose what they want. So I do really like that. It's a little bit of a tinted moisturizer just because it's kind of giving a bit of that colour and a bit of that glow, so I do really like it. I'm going to move on to my foundation. I am going to use Revolution foundation, however this isn't a new one. There isn't a foundation that I'm aware of that's with the Goddess Glow collection, so I'm just going to go in with my foundation, which is the Super Dewy foundation from Revolution. This one is in the shade medium, however for my skin tone I prefer light to medium at the moment. So I've used this one on my channel a few times already actually. So I've got like just 2.5 squirts on there, and that's got quite a thick consistency as well. So the brush I'm going to use to apply it is just one of my flat brushes, and I'm just getting some of the product off my hand. I'm just going to start applying this all over my face. So it's quite a okay colour for me, is that one. It's not bad at all. The only problem with it is just a little bit yellow. She's got a bit of a yellow tone to it, and I'm not a massive fan of that. It's going to be zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see a little bit better what's actually going on here. So I'm just applying this all over my face. I've got a little bit more still left on my hands. I'm just going to apply that and make sure I've got like an even coverage. So I do really like this, and it feels really, really thick at first, and then once you start to blend it out a little bit more, it kind of, the consistency and the coverage kind of starts to blend out a little bit, so you can't see it as much. It looks more of an actual tinted moisturiser once you blend it in, because it is supposed to be a tinted moisturiser. I just found it very, very thick for one. So the concealer that I'm going to use is the Revolution Pro Full Cover Camo Concealer. This is one of my favourites. This is in the shade C1. This one takes a little more blending than concealers normally do, but this is really good. This reminds me so much of the P. Louise base. One of the shades I've got in that, I think it's shade 2, is almost identical to this. They are so similar, and if I'm honest, I think it's quite a good thing though, because it's like a dupe of the P. Louise base, which isn't bad, but this is definitely a really, really good base. I like to use my finger to apply it though, because I feel like if I tap it out on my finger, it applies a lot better and it blends in a lot nicer, rather than it looking patchy at all or just kind of not blending. Sometimes if I use like a sponge or a brush to blend it in, a lot of the product gets lost in the applicator, so I do prefer to use my finger when I'm using my concealer for my under eyes. So I'm just going to keep blending this in until I'm happy with it, and then I'm going to do the rest of the concealer on my face. Applying a bit down my nose. I don't want too much, so I've just applied like a little blob there, and then a little blob on my chin, and that's just to blend it in. And if I'm honest, I don't think I'm going to apply much more, because I'm not going for too heavy a look, but I am actually going to use my beauty blender to blend these in, because it's just easier areas to blend. So I'm just blending this out. If you can see, a tiniest bit does go a long way. It's just such good kind of pigmentation, and it's really, really good coverage. So I'm just going to go down the centre of my nose with that, and that just helps to kind of contour and helps it define my nose shape. Okay, so that's a little bit better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to do my highlight, blush and contour. And I actually do have another brand new palette from Revolution that I do want to try, so I'm going to try this in this video too. This is the Revolution Pro London palette. This is a full face palette, and it is cram-packed full of so many beautiful colours. Like, look at how gorgeous she is. We've got such a beautiful packaging to start with, and then when I get in on the inside, here you've got 4 powders. This is a light one, which is kind of like highlight, and then you've got a contour, a bronze and a dark one. So this will be really, really good for your face. And then you've also got 4 blushes here. If I'm completely honest, you could 100% use some of these as eyeshadows, because they are so gorgeous, and I would never use this kind of red as a blush personally, so that would be a really, really good eyeshadow. And then this lilac or this pink could be a good blush, maybe even if you mix them together. And then on this side you've got Iconics at the top, you've got 5 shimmers and then 3 kind of like neutral nudes, and then you've got your brights, which are basically all of the colours of the rainbow. And then underneath that you've got some lip shades, so you've got 8 different shades for your lips. I haven't tried any out yet, but they do look very, very nice, and they're all cream are the lip ones, and the rest are all powders. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to use this for my contour, bronze and for my blush, because the Goddess Glow collection, I do have a highlight but I don't have a bronze, contour or blush, so that's what I'm going to use for these. So I'm going to start off with contour, and I'm just going to grab the shade here, which is actually called Contour. I'm just going to grab a little bit of that and apply some onto this brush. This is my sculpting brush by Real Techniques. It's one of my absolute favourites for things like contour, and I'm just applying this right underneath the top of my cheek there. If you can see the tiniest amount there. I'm doing some on the other side. This is just kind of like carve out my cheekbones, if that makes sense. I'm not dipping into that palette again, I'm literally just blending that out. And then any excess could just go on my jawline. So now that is pretty much applied and blended, I'm going to go with the bronze, and I'm just going to tap off the excess. And this looks like a really, really pretty shade, so I'm going to start off on my forehead. I'm just going to start and do my hairline with this, and then kind of blend this into my hairline. This is one thing that I just love to do, to kind of add a little bit more colour into my face. and I'm going to apply it all the way around my face and then over where I've done my contour as well. I may even bronze my nose. We'll just see how that goes. I know they say to do it in like the shape of a 3, so like that, but I feel like my hair always gets in the way, so I just do it a little bit at a time. But that is a really nice colour, and it's very, very buildable as well. Like, I'm really having fun building this up instead of having like a really dark one and then having to blend it out really hard. If you have a more buildable coverage, then you can just keep dipping into it and then keep building it and building it and blending it out as you go. So that is my contour and my bronze both done now, and I really want to test out one of the blushes. I'm going to dip into the lilac and the pink, but mainly the pink I think. So I'm going to go in with the pink and then dip the lilac after. And I'm just going to apply this to the tops of my cheeks. I'm actually quite excited to see what this is like. I feel like it's going to be very pigmented, but I could be wrong. See, I didn't get much product, but that is already showing up there. So that is a really pigmented blush, which is quite good because it means you need to use less products when you apply it. So I'm going to go in with the pink and the lilac again and just do the same thing on the other side. And that's just me applying it there. And then I'm going to use another brush to blend it out because otherwise that's just going to look crazy. So I'm going to go in with the same brush that I actually used for my bronzer, and I'm just blending this out and just blending it in to the rest of my makeup. So it looks a lot more natural and kind of just sun-kissed. Blush is something that I never used to use, and then I got into it one day. I think I watched like a Molly May video and she was like, I've never used blush, and I was never into blush, and then I used it one day in a video and it just changed my life, and I'm literally the exact same. Like, I never ever wore blush. It was never my thing at all. And then one day I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. I literally haven't looked back since. So I'm going to go in with my highlight, which is something that I've been so excited for. And I'm going to use this setting brush from Real Techniques. It's one of my favourite brushes to use to apply highlight. And the highlight I've got is this one here. So this is the Shimmer Brick Afterglow highlight. And this is so gorgeous. I'm just getting it out of its packaging, but I can never get them out of the packaging. I'm always scared I'm going to rip the boxes because they're so gorgeous. I don't want to rip them. So this is the outside of the packaging. It's got this gorgeous rose gold rim and then this really nice textured pattern. On the back it says Goddess Glow Shimmer Brick. This is still from Revolution Pro Collection. And then when I open it up, this is what she looks like, and that is just stunning. They are so pretty. There's 4 different shades in here. So you've got a lighter kind of white shimmer shade here, and then you've got this really pretty like rose pink. You've got a rose gold shade and then this kind of bronzy brown dark shade here. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to mix some of these shades together because why not? And just see what they look like. Wow. The pigmentation in this palette is absolutely stunning. This is a gorgeous highlight and I cannot wait to keep using this. So I'm just applying that then. You see how well that applies. That literally just glides straight on to my skin and it is blending out so gorgeously, and you can actually see the different colours in it. So you can see that pink shimmer and the white on the top, which is stunning. I'm just going to go in with that golder shade and just do that down the middle of my nose. It's so pigmented. I definitely did not need that much. I literally have the shimmeriest nose now, but I just love this highlight. It's so pretty, and I'm just going to go over that one again just to keep blending that out. But that is absolutely stunning. So I think this one is £10. That is how much this one is. And I have noticed that there's a mark there on the mirror. And I was get a tissue, but this mark doesn't come off. Admittedly, there's a fingerprint on there too, but there's a mark on this mirror. And I've seen other people that have done this video and that have swatched these and tried these out also have this mark on the mirror. And I'm not sure where that's come from or how that has got there. It kind of looks like it's been burnt. So I'm not sure about that. But overall, the product is absolutely gorgeous. It's incredible. I am a very big fan of that highlight. The pigmentation in that is so shimmery and so gorgeous. You can get this in 3 different shades. You can get this one, and I believe there's a lighter version and a darker version too. So I do actually want to try those now. So if you want me to see them, try them in a video, do let me know in the comments. So the next thing I'm going to move on to is my eyes, and this I have been so excited for because I've got a stunning eyeshadow quad. This is the Sun-Kissed eyeshadow quad. This is so gorgeous. This is what the packaging looks like, which is just ridiculous. It's so stunning. Again, it's got that rose gold rim around the edge, and then when I open it up, it's got that same mark on the mirror. It's got a mark on the mirror again, which I don't understand why. But these are the shades. They've got a gorgeous kind of shimmery white. Like, this is so bright and so kind of shimmery. And then they've got this gorgeous golden shade, and this one here, which is quite similar to this one, but it's a bit of a deeper shade. And then this one here, which has got more of a rose gold shade, which is gorgeous. So I'm going to start off, and I'm actually going to use another brand new Revolution palette to start with, just to kind of use some transition shades and just to set down what I'm going to do. This is the palette I'm going to use. I actually got this recently. This is the Max It Reloaded Ultimate Nude palette. So I've got a selection of different brushes here to use. Some of them are really, really mucky. So like this one's just got green eyeshadow from last night when I was live on YouNow. And if you haven't actually checked out my YouNow page, make sure you do check it out, because I go live nearly every single day on a website called YouNow. I'm actually partnered and I'm a subscribable partner on this. Make sure you do check it out. It would mean the world to me. I do love being able to like interact with you all and talk to you guys on more of a personal level, and we can just chat and get to know each other better. So make sure you do check it out over there. It's just like a mini FaceTime, if I'm honest. So for my eyeshadow base, I did forget to mention that I'm going to be using the P. Louise base in shade 2. This is the shade, and it is so pretty, and it's such good coverage and pigmentation. So I'm just going to use a flat brush to apply and blend this in. I'm not even sure where I got this brush from. It's just kind of one from inside a palette, I think. I'm just applying this there, and I'm just applying some dots all over my lid, and then I'll be blending it all in together. This is just such good coverage, and it really, really helps when you do your eyeshadow. I'm also doing a line underneath my eyes for if I do any lower lash line colour. So that's what it looks like, and I look pretty crazy. So I'm going to blend it in now, and I'm literally just going to use a beauty blender. Sometimes I use my fingers, but today I'm feeling lazy, so I'm going to use a beauty blender and just tap it in. I don't want to kind of rub it too much, because then I would just lose a load of product. So that's what it's looking like, and I'm just going to keep tapping this in. So that is all applied and blended in now. So I'm going to go in with that palette, and I'm going to take my Brushworks brush. This is nice and big and fluffy brush. And I'm going to go in with one of the lighter browns for now, and kind of just start to build up a nude look. So I'm going to go in with this one here, because this one looks quite nice. It's kind of like a pinky brown. I'm just going to pack some of this onto my brush and then start applying it. So I'm going to use the mirror from the Revolution Pro eyeshadow palette, the little quad palette. I'm just going to start blending this onto my lid. I'm literally just applying it all over my lid. So that's so gorgeous, and it's literally blending out so nicely already, and it's such a pretty kind of like nude natural shade, which is what I'm going for. If I'm completely honest, I prefer nude looks. I really, really enjoy creating them, and I love trying to make it look really natural and kind of make it really blend into my skin tone. But I've been really enjoying doing a lot of brighter colours recently, so it's nice to kind of go back and do a nude look after a while. So I'm just applying this the same way I did with the other one. So that's currently what it's looking like. We can just see like the touch of colour, and I'm going to go in with a different brush. I'm going to use this, I think it's Olivia Hale, yeah, this Olivia Hale base shadow brush. It's quite fluffy but quite small on the end. So I'm going to go in with a darker shade. I'm going to take this one here. This is quite a nice dark brown. It's quite a risky one, but I'm just going to go straight in with it. And I'm just going to go in and start to place this on my outer corner of my crease. It's quite a dark colour, so I don't want to be too much with it. So that's what it's looking like there. And I'm going to do the same thing on my other eye. Do not worry, I will be blending this out. It does look a bit crazy, but we have to trust the process of it. I'm just going to start applying it on my other eye now. And then I'm going to keep playing with this and start blending it out until I'm happy with it, and until I'm ready to move on, kind of like my next steps. So those are blended out and they look nice and kind of neutral. So I'm going to go in with that quad palette now. And these are the shades. This one I'm definitely going to use for inner corner. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my lid with the cut crease. And then I'm going to apply one of the glitters. I'm going to use the gold one, I think, because It's really, really kind of calling my name. So I'm going to apply this, and I'm actually going to put it on my fluffy brush, the P. Louise base. I'm going to put it on my fluffy brush and then just kind of apply this onto my lid, just because I don't want it to be a really strong base, but I just want it to have something to stick to. So this is what I do when I'm going to apply glitter, but I don't want like a really obvious cut crease. So I'm just going to blend the edges out of that. And then the same on the other lid. This trick kind of works a treat for me. I love applying this way. So that is kind of my cut crease done. I think it's such a faster way than normal. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to use my finger to actually apply this. And the shade that I'm going to use is so difficult to choose, but I'm going to use this gold one, which is this one here in the top right hand corner. And I'm just going to apply this onto my lid, like directly on. And that shimmer is stunning. I'll just apply it for you guys there so you can see a bit better. But that is a gorgeous colour. I'm just going to rub that bit away. So that is an absolutely gorgeous colour. I'm going to apply the same on my other eye. It's got a lovely kind of like creamy consistency, like it feels really creamy in the palette. It doesn't feel like really powdery, which is good because it'll mean less fallout. It's more of a creamy formula rather than a crumbly formula, which is definitely what I prefer. So now that that glitter is applied with a little bit of fallout, but that was mainly my fault there. So now that it's fully applied, I'm going to go over with the darker colours again. I'm going to take that Olivia hairbrush again, and I'm just going to go over with this kind of like nudie beige in the bottom shade. This kind of looks pretty, so I'm going to go over with that, and I'm going to apply this over my crease again. I'm going for a really natural but kind of like elegant look, and I'm really, really loving this palette. So that's that one, and I'm going to go over it again on my other eye as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that white. I'm going to take the white from in here. I'm going to use my middle finger because I've already got some pigment on this one. So I'm going to take this white here, and that is what it looks like, which is extremely pigmented. And I'm just going to tap that on my inner corner, and look at that, how pigmented is that? I did not need anywhere near as much product. I'm just going to tap it on my other eye as well. So that's currently what it's looking like. I'm going to get the excess powder off my hand and then just start to blend this in a little bit because it just looks a little bit crazy right now. So that is absolutely gorgeous though. It's a really, really pretty colour. So that's what it looks like, and it's got a really nice, just sparkly shimmer for your inner corner. I'm going to do the same on the other side and just blend that nicely in. It blends really well into that gold shade, and it's super, super pretty. So I'm going to get that fluffy brush there, which is the Studio London one. And I'm going to get a different brown shade. I think I'm going to go maybe for this one in the top corner here. I think that's quite a nice one. I'm just going to get some of that product, and I'm just going to sweep that over my lid again as kind of like a transition shade, and then the same on my other lid, just as more of a transition shade, just to add a bit more kind of like depth to the look and a bit more structure. I'm just really gently going over that there. So that's now what it is looking like, and I do love it. It's more of a really natural nude look, which is something that I'm really, really into at the moment. And I'm going to do a mini, and I mean a mini winged eyeliner. So I'm going in with this brush here. This is just what I actually got from Home Bargains. And I'm going in with this dark one here, this shade. And I'm just going to get some of that, kind of coat it on my brush. I'm going to start to draw a really fine line. Oh. I'm going to do the same thing on my other eye and just stamp that on. And then I'm just going to kind of drag it down a little bit and onto my lid a bit more. I'm just playing with that a little bit to kind of like get this eye shape a little bit better. And then same with this one, I'm just kind of playing with it a little bit just to get that shape a little bit better. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I have loved testing this palette. I really, really enjoyed it. So thank you so, so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, do not forget to smash that thumbs up button for me. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel down below, and make sure to leave me a lovely little comment of anything else that you would like me to try. But that is pretty much it from me for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!